What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the new Marvel movie, Eternals. This one's starring Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, and is directed by Chloe Zhao. The story for this one goes like this. Eternals follows a group of heroes from beyond the stars who had protected the Earth since the dawn of man. When monstrous creatures called the Deviants, long thought lost to history, mysteriously return, the Eternals are forced to reunite in order to defend humanity once again. Chloe Zhao, who won multiple Oscars last year for her movie Nomadland, is our director this time around. And this is the first Marvel movie ever directed by an Academy Award-winning Best Director. And it shows. For me, other than with the Avengers films, this felt like one of the first standalones that was necessary to film with IMAX cameras. There's a lot going on in every frame here, and the visuals are truly beautiful, especially any of the scenes that involve the larger-than-life celestials in outer space. It really felt like you were thousands of miles away from Earth at that point. The sound design here was fantastic too. The entire theater shook whenever a deviant pounced on one of our heroes or Icarus used his laser vision. I'm sure you have a pretty good idea of this already, but the scope of the movie itself was absolutely massive. This is probably the most ambitious and progressive we've seen the MCU be, and that will most likely remain true for a while. It ponders topics like the meaning of life, evolution, sacrifice, and love. The reoccurring general sentiment that I've seen from people who have already seen the film is that it's a very non-Marvel Marvel movie. And while that might be true on a technical level, I think at the end of the day, it still follows that general Marvel formula, just in a more abstract manner, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but I just think a lot of people were expecting this film to break that pattern. I think the movie came across as a little out of order in my opinion. The movie starts out way back when the Eternals first arrived on Earth thousands of years ago, then goes to the present day, and then goes to the more recent past. And it continues with this pattern to clue in the audience on the details and the relationships between these characters to help us better understand the conflict they're dealing with now. I understand the way it was meant to be presented, but I almost wish the first hour of the film was totally in the past so it could cover what it wanted to cover. That way we could focus more on the urgent and evolving threat of the here and now. Another aspect this movie has working against it since its inception is that the main cast consists of 10 characters. This ensemble is massive. There are barely 10 main characters to focus on in Captain America Civil War, and at the very least, we already know these characters very well. We're being introduced to the Eternals for the first time here. Because there are so many, you're not able to form an emotional attachment to them very easily. So when they're in the heat of battle experiencing tragedy or making decisions that for them are life and death, it doesn't sit with you in your core like it does in other MCU entries like Thor Ragnarok or Captain America Winter Soldier. On another side note, I can't remember a Marvel film that had this many failed joke attempts in it. I felt like a lot of them didn't connect this time. There's a lot to digest, and the stakes are extremely high in this one too. So I think some better quality comic relief would have gone a long way with most audiences. I know it feels like I'm listing a lot of flaws in this one, but there's just a lot to process and discuss with this entry. I did enjoy this Marvel outing at the end of the day. It's ambitious, provocative, and stylish in ways other Marvel movies are not. And at the very least, you need to commend it for that. Eternals gets a Sully score of 7.2. Eternals may not be the film that people thought it was going to be that would flip the MCU on its head, but it excels in other aspects. It may very well be the most forward-thinking and daring Marvel movie we've seen to date due to its themes, its visuals, and its structure. There are a lot of characters to balance here, but the cast does their best to make their performances memorable. Chloe Zhao has definitely left her mark on the Marvel Universe, and I look forward to seeing how her storytelling progresses if she's behind the camera for the eventual Eternals 2. So that's my review of Eternals. Let me know if you're gonna go check this one out in the comments below. And if you like new movie reviews, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that I know you enjoy this type of content. And I'll see you guys at the next video.